I've seen disability throughout my whole life as I was growing, but learning about inclusion really started when I joined Special Olympics. My full name's Musonda Chilatu. I'm from the Special Olympics Zambia program, and I support Special Olympics Zambia as Program Administration Officer. I've been with Special Olympics Zambia since November 2021. Okay, so I have grown up seeing people with disabilities in my community, in school setup, but I really came to learn and know about inclusion after school. I can say primarily the pinpoint being when I got an opportunity to join Special Olympics. Then I got to really understand what inclusion is and how we can work in our communities to preach inclusion, to be inclusive people and inclusive leaders. I came across Special Olympics when they were looking for somebody to join the program, to come and support them in the position that I'm currently filling in as admin officer. My first Special Olympics event was actually 2 weeks into Special Olympics. I joined just when they were preparing for the 3rd December International Day for Persons with Disability. So I was part of the team that worked to organize that event, seeing it through. It was very exciting for me. It was my first time attending a Special Olympics event. So much joy, so many activities happening, seeing the children with other friends experiencing joy on the playfield. It was a very fulfilling experience for me. Yeah, I met Daisy prior to the 3rd December event because she came in and we were planning the event together. So yes, funny thing, I couldn't recognize that Daisy had a disability. It was only after that I was informed about that. So it was quite an eye-opener for me to learn that sometimes you see these people and you don't really know. And it was really, I felt like it was a good thing for me. I was shocked when I was told after, shocked in a good way, like, oh wow, because we had a conversation with everybody else, she contributed, we were working together to organize. I really saw that there's a huge ability. She's able to do a lot of things on herself. So that disability being present, actually, it doesn't cancel her from doing so many things. So that was the first impression. Yeah, definitely her commitment and hard work. Daisy has represented our program in so many events. She's a champion for our Special Olympics Zambia program. She's brought home so many medals. That just shows me that she's determined. She works hard and she's able to achieve set results and goals. So yes. Inclusion is very important, first of all, in changing the mindset of people. It's important to educate them and let them know what it is. For example, like I said, I saw a lot of people around me, but I didn't really understand the power, what inclusion is and the power that it has, especially for our partners, the people around us who live with disabilities. So it's very, I think it's key. It's key in breaking barriers. It's key in raising awareness, spreading the message of inclusion. It's key in fostering change, the change that we want to see. We want to see a more welcoming society, a more welcoming people, and inclusion is very key in achieving that. I've learned mainly that, first of all, you need to understand each and everybody. Take time to understand their backgrounds. Take time to know them, and then also to encourage them, have confidence in them, but mainly to be patient, because each and every person is different. Their ability levels are very different. Our backgrounds influence where we come from. There's something that I can say to Daisy, for example, that she might understand in a certain way that I can't say to another athlete of ours, for example, Joshua. They would take it in another way, just because I understand maybe how they both process information or the background that they're coming from, maybe the things that their experiences that they've gone through. One sentiment or one statement can trigger something in somebody else. And yes, so understanding is very key, and just being patient with them. I like to describe myself as an introvert. So with the program, you really need to be hands on deck. You really need to be involved. So definitely my communication skills have improved since I joined the program. I work with the leaders. I have to be a leader myself, as I encourage them on being leaders. So that's being able to communicate with them, to be able to put across a message to them. A good leader leads by example. If they see me somewhere shying away from going to address others, then they definitely won't do it. So when they see me out there, at least it encourages them to also take up the baton. Leadership is very important. The leadership opportunities give them a platform to be able to spread the message. Special Olympics, we're a movement, and our message really needs to be heard. We're working in our country to make sure that at least our message touches each and every part of our program in our country. And with the leadership skills, because when you go through the leadership training, or when you're trained in being a leader, there are so many skills and attributes that you gain that you need to use them. So yeah, right now we're in a digital world. The leadership training or skills help you to be able to learn and embrace, know how to use those tools to be able to spread our message as a program and as Special Olympics in general. An inclusive future is one that embraces everybody, regardless of their abilities. When we were coming for the conference here, one of our athletes, as he was checking in, he was given a seat without, he wasn't consulted or anything, and he wasn't really happy about that. So when we got on a plane, there was a lady that was supposed to share a seat with him, and he just asked, he was like, can you please give me a window seat, because I would like, and she was like, okay, no problem, it's fine, you can take the seat. And he actually talked to her the whole way, the whole 2-hour flight. But you could really tell that she was understanding. She knew the type of person that he was, because we had a conversation prior to getting on the flight. And that was really touching for me, because it exempted kindness. And yeah, just be kind as Special Olympics. One of our messages is. So an inclusive world to me is one that embraces everybody regardless of their abilities, regardless of their experiences, and one that's just kind to everybody, kind to one another in building a better world. The needs of the athletes are large. For example, there are certain athletes that require different needs, different medications, different types of foods. There are some families that are very low-income families. They are unable to sustain and fend for their families. When we do the health screenings in these programs, we've realized that for some of these athletes, it's the first time they're actually getting a medical service or seeing a doctor. The needs that they have in terms of health are huge. They require a lot of money to get some of the general care. When they go to the hospitals, they are shunned away sometimes because the practitioners don't know how to handle, how to deal with these children. So in turn, they never really get the services that they need. So that has really been touching for me. And we've seen how these services are very impactful in the lives of these children. They come once in a while, but it really it really helps. There are some cases where some issues were detected in some of these athletes, and they've been helped from that to get maybe hearing aids or so forth and so on. So that's really been impactful in the lives of these athletes. Also, there are some mothers up to now who still shun away from releasing those children to society. They still keep them in the houses, they still keep them indoors because society is harsh, unfortunately. And that's what we're trying to do as Special Olympics, trying to encourage these communities, both the athletes and their families, but also the people, the other people in the communities who support these athletes, who support these families, to encourage them to bring out these children because they're part of us. We're all humans at the end of the day. My favorite experience would have to be one of our programs with the athlete leaders. We have athlete leaders who were recently trained in our program, so we're working with them to grow our program, to increase the reach of our program. So it's a favorite in that it's an activity or an event that was primarily birthed by themselves. They found an area outside of Lusaka where they said, there's a special school in this area. They don't know about us. They don't know about Special Olympics. We're a program that conducts activities, sports activities to help these children. So we want to go to this area. We want to take these activities. We want to go there and spread our message to these people. So we worked with the athletes to organize this event. It was on a youth day, so it came in line with that. So they were trying to do an impactful thing on their day. And we organized that event. It was very well received by the people of that area. And then we launched a new unified school partner in that area. And currently they have activities that go on a weekly basis. So they have one of our coaches, one of our athlete volunteer coaches who goes there and conducts activities with them. So that's something that we're proud of as athletes in our program. Yeah, athlete leaders.